Hi, it's Paula from Pola Quilting. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another show and tell session, and you will see 3 quilts I finished recently. All quilts I will show you have been washed, and I use low pile fleece for batting and Orfil 50 cream thread for all sewing work. We start with double scrapper quilt A. It's made from scraps that have left from previous scrappy project. That was really kind of a lot of scraps here, hence the name of the double scrapper from this tutorial. I had some strings blocks which I mixed into design. How I quilted, I used just simple large wavy lines to quilt it, no measurement here. When I made first line, I roughly echoed it with like 2-3 inches away each time, and then repeated the process in the other direction. So that's, you will see it quite a lot on my quilts. I made binding from 2.5-inch strips from the backing left over, so it nicely blended together. I stitched on the left side on the machine, and then I use also on the machine on the right side, and I use my favorite wonky straight stitch, one of decorative stitches on my machine. This quilt have been now donated to a local school for the fundraising raffle. Here we have a double scrapper B, same tutorial, the same types of the blocks used, but placed differently, so creating the large square in a square design with some blocks. For our backing, I used a bedding cover. It was king size, so I used the same backing for both quilts, and I still have plenty left of that fabric to add to other projects. I have quilted it using straight stitch again with that spiky waves this time. It is similar idea as a previous quilt, but instead of waves you now have that defined change in the direction. Again, no measurement or marking applied here, roughly echoed lines about 3-4 inches from each other, and then in both directions. Same as previously, use scraps from batting to make binding. This time I stitched on the left side with machine and finished also on machine on the front, but just with straight stitch. No decorative stitches here. This quilt is still waiting to be donated. This quilt is from tutorial called Scrappy Wacky basket, and as you can see, I have added some solid colors with it. There were 2 reasons for it. One is to help to calm down the scrappiness of the quilt. If you feel like your quilt is a little bit too busy, just add some solids. And second important thing is that then you don't have to work on so many blocks because only you need half of the number of blocks to make a quilt, so it's just much quicker to make a quilt when you're using just plain, squares or rectangles. For backing, I used a bedding again. Issue here was that it was a small cot bed cover, so the size was not enough, so I had to improvise a little bit here. So I have cut large squares from both front and back, and then added some 6.5-inch squares from my magic number trays in the middle to top up to required size. And I think it really came out really nice and cute here. How I quilted, quilting is just all over wavy. Like I said, one of my favorite designs in the quilting, just quick and easy and looks good. By adding more or less lines, you also can create different outputs, so just play with it, and quilting doesn't really have to be complicated. I used leftovers of the backing to make binding. Stitch at the back first and then finish at the front on machine using straight stitch again. I have a few tutorials about how to finish off your quilt, and it's all placed for you in a playlist called Quilting Tips. Please be sure to pop in there if you need more information and help about anything between squaring up your quilt, how to make binding, how to sew it on, different methods of binding, how to add borders, and so on. I also have a playlist called Quilting Designs with my go-to ideas both for straight stitch and free motion quilting. All are easy and beginners friendly. I don't do complicated stuff. I just don't, I don't like stress. All links to the playlist as well as tutorials for quilt blocks I used in this show and tell are in the description below. I hope you liked this short video. Please pop in the comment what you think about my finish, and if you have any more questions about anything, please leave them behind as well. More show and tell to come. Thank you for watching. I hope you will share this tutorial, subscribe if you haven't done so. Happy sewing and see you next time.